There are certain fundamentals in dating that you should just not compromise on. I mean certain standards that I don't care what anybody says, you should never lower them. And what are they? Because it will make a huge difference. The last thing that you want to do is put somebody on a pedestal because they're giving you the basics, when really that's what they should be doing anyway. So let's talk about all of that in this week's video. Hey everyone, I'm Renee Slansky for Flirtini, the dating app that allows you to connect with others to build friendships or romantic connections. You can check it out below in the link. All right, let's talk about those standards that really need to be set when it comes to dating. But don't forget to first subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and drop a thanks Renee down below if this video has really helped you. Okay, standard number one is this: respecting your time. If somebody can't even be bothered to show up on time to a date, or they don't get back to you, or you put some time and effort into organizing something special and then they just flake out on you, then I can tell you right now, by accepting that behavior, you are lowering your standard. It is something that is just so easy to be able to do that if you allow them to not do it, it essentially means that you are rewarding negative behavior and you're communicating that you don't mind being stood up or made waiting. Number two, clear communication in between dates. Now, I don't care what anybody says. Even if you're a bad communicator or it's not your forte, it doesn't mean that you still can't talk to somebody in between dates and make it really clear. There is way too much ambiguity that is tolerated, hence why we find ourselves in a place of confusion. Clear communication in between dates means you know whether or not you're going to see them next. You don't have to wonder, have they ghosted me? Are they breadcrumbing me? Am I just a side piece? It is really obvious that they either want to see you or they don't want to see you, and they're keeping you up to date along the way. Number three, respecting your decision to not have sex or to be able to wait on intimacy. You should not feel obligated to give somebody a certain part of you just because they have paid for a meal or have, invested so much time into you. We're in a very heavily influenced sex culture where, obviously social media, casual relationships, casual hookups is just kind of the thing that people do. If that isn't your thing, that's okay, and you're allowed to unapologetically communicate that by really setting the standard of, no, I want to wait until I do that, or I want to wait until I give that part of myself to you, means that you're able to say that this is my boundary. And if they are not able to respect that boundary and you then accept that, it puts you in a position where you will either end up resenting them or resenting yourself or feeling obligated because of what you have actually given them. Four, a big standard that you shouldn't be compromising on is feeling like a priority, feeling valued, and feeling romanced. Guess what, guys? Dating is about being romanced and prioritized by someone. And if you're going on a date and you don't feel like they are romancing you, you don't feel like a priority, and you definitely don't feel valued, then don't date that person anymore. You are allowed to want those things, and that is the whole point of dating. Now, of course, there needs to be some flexibility and compromise along the way. Not everyone will have the same idea of romance as you do. However, at the end of the day, you should be feeling that when you date this person, you feel like they're not on their phone or they're not looking around. You feel like, hang on a second, they're present there with me and they're making an effort towards me. Number five, having an answer after each date. Now, we can go on a date and assume that we're going to hear from that person and then we don't. Or we're waiting to know what's happening next, and we're put in this limbo land or this gray zone, and we're umming and we're ahhing, and should we chase and should we initiate, and basically we're overthinking the whole process. Having that standard of, am I going to see you again? Yes or no? Keeping things black and white and knowing where you stand with them after each date is a standard that you should be setting right from the first date. And lastly, number six, knowing where you stand with them when it comes to exclusivity. Meaning that if you have decided to see each other quite regularly, are they still dating other women or other men at the same time? Are they still on other dating apps? You shouldn't be left in this position where you're constantly guessing whether or not you are an item. It should be clear, and if it's not, then ask them. Talk about it and be unapologetic, because you have every right to know where you stand with this person. You don't want to waste their time, and you don't want them to waste your time either. So let's start setting these standards right from the first date, girls and guys, so that we aren't putting ourselves in positions where we're wondering or walking on eggshells or, worried that we're going to get rejected. This is your love life. This is your happiness. And if we want to be able to have magnificent love lives, we have to start setting expectations and standards that we should not be compromising on, because they are fundamental. Well, girls and guys, let me know below, what tip did you find the best for this video? And what is your favorite standard to be able to set? And if you haven't checked out the app, make sure you check out Flirtini down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.